All right, good morning and greetings from South Georgia, USA. Greetings to the entire world. I will change that greeting. Good afternoon. It is a cloudy day here on June the 10th, 2025. A beautiful day, but look at the clouds up in the sky. And it has been raining and raining every day. I want to talk about, I almost fell down. I want to talk about the situation with the fig trees. I have noticed some of the fig trees turning yellow and getting little brown spots on them. And I have been researching it and trying to figure it out. And I wouldn't mind having anybody out there that has knowledge of fig trees to help me with it. But I want to show you this one right here. I'll show you the different ones. This right here is a Celeste. I rooted this one from a Celeste tree that I bought at Lowe's. I want to show you this tree here. This tree does not have any brown spots whatsoever. It is a good dark green color, which is what you want. The leaves are beautiful. Now I have noticed that the Celeste trees seem to hold their color and resist the brown spots, which I think turns to rust, and which eventually causes the leaves to fall off. But it does not kill the tree. The leaves come back. Now we're going to go over here. We're going to pause just a minute, and I'm going to go over and show you a couple of more of these trees. All right, now let me show you these trees over here. I want to point this one out. Do you notice how yellow this plant is compared to this plant? It seems that the yellowing leaves go along with the brown spots. You see that brown spot? These brown spots?
Sorry.
Okay. This tree is suffering from yellowing leaves and brown spot. And this one over here is absolutely gorgeous. It does not have brown spots. It does not have yellowing leaves. And let me tell you this. This one is a Ronde Bordeaux with the brown spots. And guess what? This one that's beautiful is just like the one we showed you on the bench. This is a Celeste. This one right here has a few spots on it where it's not brown spots. I believe it is where it got scorched by the sun. See that right there? And down here, those are not brown spots. That's scorching, in my opinion. There are no spots on this plant right here. And the leaves are very green. Guess what that is? That's also a Celeste. Okay, so the Celeste seems to, in my experience here, hold up very well to the brown spot problem that figs have, which eventually turns to rust, which will not kill the tree. It will make the leaves fall off at some point. But these Celeste seem to be very well adapted to this area, which is zone 8B 9A. Now let's look at this one right here. This one right here is pretty healthy. It has pretty good pretty good green leaves, but it is beginning to yellow a little, you see, and it's got the brown spots there. And guess what this is? This is an LSU purple, which I have noticed also tends to yellow and get rust a little more. All right, this one right here is beginning to get brown spots and turning yellow. It's not a death knell for the fig tree. This is according to what I've been reading. It doesn't going to kill the tree. If it gets pretty bad later in a month or so, some of the leaves will begin to fall off. None of them have fallen off yet. I'll give you a guess what this is. I'm thinking this will not be a Celeste. Now I can't see what it is because I can't read down there, but I'll have to turn it. I'm guessing that this is not going to be a Celeste. Well, one thing, the leaves are a different shape, but let's see what this is. The Celeste is going to be green and nice. This one right here is LSU purple. Again, one of the kinds that seems to have the brown leaf spot, which I think turns to rust. When I look this up online, every now and then it calls it brown leaf spot, and then sometimes rust, but I think this ends up turning to rust as the leaf gets sicker and sicker. All right, here's a pretty good one right here. This is not very dark. Let's go over here to this one. This one over here is beginning to get a little bit of it. Not much, but it is not nearly as dark as this one. So this right here is an anomaly in my opinion, because this says it's a Celeste. So apparently all the Celestes are not necessarily going to be like this. Now I'll tell you another thing too. Got to remember this. I bought about 6 Celeste trees from Lowe's. And that's what I did, cuttings from all of those Celeste trees. Now it is not unheard of for the big box stores or even the high-end stores to get their varieties mixed up. It is very easy to lose control of which is which. Now it is possible that Lowe's, not Lowe's itself, but the nursery that sells to Lowe's, filled out their order, and when Lowe's buys trees, they buy tens of thousands of trees. In all of those trees and all, it is very possible, I would say even likely, that an occasional mistake will be made. So this tree over here that I have labeled Celeste could have been another variety like an LSU purple. Or it's also possible that I got it mixed up and called it a Celeste when it wasn't. I have noticed a definite tendency in my fig trees for the Celeste variety to be hardier and darker green than many of the others. Now we're going to go up there to some more of the trees and we're going to investigate that a little more and see if if it holds up what I'm saying, that the Celeste seems to be a more hardy tree. Where I'm at, zone 8B, 9A, right on the line of 8B and 9A. So if you're watching out there, you might consider that. Okay, we're going to pause.
Okay.
Okay, we are over here on a tree that we planted not long ago. We bought this last year from Just Fruits and Exotics. And it is an LSU Gold. That's what the tag says. Now, remember, I already said you're not absolutely guaranteed that you're getting what you think you're getting. This tree does not have any brown spot on it at all. See there? Now, this leaf right here is somewhat damaged, and I believe it needs to be, and it came off very easy. And that leaf, I will throw that leaf away. I will not let it hang around because it does have some kind of fungus on it. This one here has a very small, but I don't see anybody. This is a healthy tree right here. That's wonderful. And now we are going to go and examine some more. All right, we're at another group over here. This is called an LSU Purple. Now, we noticed before that the LSU Purple does seem to get the leaf spot. Now, see, this one here has just got a few down here. These up here are pretty good. There's very little on it. I have been advised to pull the ones off that are pretty well compromised. Pull straight down. Do not throw these down because we are taking the diseased leaves off. These leaves are pretty much done their job and spent their lives. I'm going to take this one off too because there's still quite a few. Oh, by the way, according to my research, you can take all the leaves off and the plant will be okay. But if you catch it early, so I have taken these leaves off of this one. Now, do not cut the leaves off with your pruners because you will then spread, unless you wash that set of hand pruners between every tree, you may spread this disease. So if you'll pull straight down with a quick motion, the fig leaves come off very easy. Now this is a Valdosta mulberry here. And it's looking like it's beginning to be kind of heat stressed. I see another one over here that's got a few under it. And this is a Scotch black, but it's looking pretty darn good. It does have some spots up here, a few, but very few. This is all a good trees right here. Okay, we're going to pause. All right, we're looking at the trees out here. We're just looking to spot any kind of problem. See very little of it here. And I'm going to check any very good trees and see what they are. Here's a really nice green one right here. Look at that baby. Let's see what that is. I bet you it's a Celeste. Celeste. And another thing, every Celeste might not be the same. But there's these Celestes here that I got from Lowe's. Almost all of them, I'll say almost all of them, are in really good shape. Here's a nice green tree right here. Let's see what that one is. That one there says Celeste. How about that? And Celeste is known to be a good eating fig. So I'm suggesting that Celeste, if you're in the zone that I'm in, is going to be a very good choice for this zone. Here's a nice green one right here. Let's see what that is. I'm not going to touch it because I maybe got that virus on my hand. Celeste. Very nice. Nice tree here too. Let's see what this baby is right here. Celeste. Look at how green it is and how upright it is. You can pick them out. Of this group right here, you see the Celeste? You can pick them out. Celeste. And this one over here is green underneath, and it's a Celeste. I'm not saying that you shouldn't try other fig trees, but let's see if we can pick out a Celeste in here. Here's a nice dark one here, but I don't believe that's the leaf pattern of a Celeste. This one here is a Smith right here. Now that's a good dark tree right here. That's a good dark tree. That's also supposed to be a good variety for around here. I like that. But the most of my trees, and this is Celeste right here. Nice tree. Now I do have some improved Celeste around these parts. Okay, look over here. Get over here. Now I want to show you this. This tree here, we'll see what it is. It's not going to be a Celeste because it's not dark. This is an LSU purple. And you see there? I'm going to go ahead and pop these leaves off, because they're going to fall off anyway before it's over with. And I'm going to leave the rest. And this right here is another Valdosta mulberry. And this Valdosta mulberry is also turning a little bit yellow up here. But that may be because it's relatively new leaves. I don't know much about the mulberry. But let me show you something I'm seeing over here. I see a leaf curled up over here. Let's see what we got. Look at that. That's curled up. And look, there is a booger in there. See it? Well, I'm going to kill it. And it was a live animal in a kind of a cocoon. And I know he had no business in there. Some kind of I don't know what it is, but I know he's not supposed to be there. Now this is a, what we got here? This is another LSU purple. Gonna get that leaf. It's in pretty good shape. I think I'll get that one. It's yellowing. Pretty good shape. And let's see what we got over here. I definitely see a bad leaf here. And this right here, it says, is an improved Celeste. And that's what I've been looking for. The LSU people apparently developed these improved Celeste. And I bought one and I have propagated some of them. This only had one bad leaf on it, the improved Celeste. The rest of it looks pretty darn good. Let's see what we got over here. That right there, according to this, is a Ronde Bordeaux. It's not a very vigorous big tree. It's got a few bad leaves on it. I'll give it a, okay. But it's nothing like these Celeste. Now here's an LSU Champagne. I've noticed that the LSU Champagne varieties also do not rival. It's a good tree. They do not rival the Celeste. This one here's only got one leaf that looks like it would eventually fall off anyway. Nice plant right here. All right, that's the story. We will stop here. And I guess if you've watched my channel, you know that I was doing some experiments with bottom watering the figs in these little mini pools. But I've not needed to do that because it set in raining over and over and over again. So they're just sitting here. If I set them in here, the water would collect and they would get overwatered. So right now, they're just sitting here. So we're going to pause, and I'm going to go to another little section here. May as well, while we're doing it, if you're still watching it, maybe you can get something from it.